So I have a confession to make. I have never really been a cruise person, and quite frankly, I wasn't just not a cruise person. I actually actively hated on cruises and people who actively took cruises. Every time I saw a cruise in port, I thought, ugh, there goes one of those big floating malls with too many people, crappy, fatty, greasy food, tons of sugary alcohol, and cheesy, crappy entertainment. So yeah, I've been a little bit judgmental. For me, travel is about authenticity. Travel is about traveling, not tourism. And I thought every single cruise ship was dedicated to tourism only. And then I found out about Virgin, and I had suspected for a little while that maybe Virgin was the best option, that maybe Virgin would be different. And so we decided to check it out. Welcome and welcome back to Wander with Bree. My name is Bree, and this is the channel where we travel authentically and we talk about all of our travel experiences, including our stories. Every once in a while, you'll get a little bit of technology from me as well. If you haven't subscribed yet, please make sure to like, subscribe, share this video, and click that little notifications bell so that you never miss a new video. Sean and I took this cruise, Dominican Daze, and it was initially a 5-night cruise, Miami to Dominican Republic to Bimini, back to Miami. However, the ship changed maybe like a week before the actual trip and moved us from the Dominican Republic stop to Turks and Caicos, so we stopped at Grand Turk. So this review is a little bit different than what you may experience if you're headed on a Dominican Daze cruise, but everything about the ship should be the same, just the port of call was a little bit different. First of all, as two childless by choice people, the cruise is adults only. Adults only, no kids, no screaming, just a space designed for adults to enjoy themselves. The other thing I really like about Virgin Cruises is they actually promote inclusivity, which is a huge deal. They don't just slap a rainbow pride flag on everything and call themselves inclusive. They actually host same-sex weddings and pride events. They've put a real effort into hiring a diverse crew, and it's obvious on the ship. They also utilize gender neutral marketing. You'll see this in the onboard experiences, in the bathrooms, in customer interactions, and it's subtle, but it makes a difference. We also like that unlike traditional cruises, there's not a dress code. There's no forced formal night. There is a special night I'll tell you guys about a little bit later in the video, but no specific formal nights with assigned seating, which means that you can just show up and feel comfortable, which makes the whole situation feel so much more relaxed, like a vacation. And the entertainment is really unique too. Instead of doing like specific Broadway type show, they bring in these avant-garde performances that push boundaries and celebrate self-expression. And then honestly, probably one of our favorite parts is the dining experience is so different. There's no buffet mindset here. Everything is made to order, and it encourages a more social, flexible, easy style of dining, which we love. Another selling point for us was sustainability. They focus on eco-friendly initiatives like no single-use plastic, and they offer sustainably sourced dining options like sustainably sourced fish. One of the biggest surprises was how much Virgin focuses on wellness. There was a whole list of health and wellness classes that we could take in addition to a full-size, very nice gym on the ship. Every day, we got to either take a yoga class, meditation and mindfulness. We took a couple of spin classes, and we also were able to walk or run on the track every day. And they even had pickleball, which my pickleball obsessed husband was so happy about. This is sort of our new hack. If you want to stay active while traveling, this is it. This is awesome. The other part of it is they also have this really great spa on board. It has sauna, a steam room, this kind of like salt room. They have the heated marble floors. They have hot tubs, cold plunge, pool, massages. We are in the spa, I think, every day but one. Here are 2 hacks for you. If you want to take a spin class or yoga class or HIIT class or any of the classes that they offer on board, do them as soon as you can. Most cruises, you can't book them until you're on the ship. So that was the case for us on this cruise. So I was able to book dinner and things like that I'll get into here in a minute, but I wasn't able to book any health things. The moment you get on board, book your exercise classes. That is the first thing you want to do. And then walk yourself down to the spa, take a tour, and decide if you want to book that. Massages, the spa, and workout classes all book out very quickly, in addition to restaurant reservations. So for us, starting a morning with a workout or a meditation just set us up for the day. And it also made us feel better about indulging later in the day, which we absolutely did. We also made a point to explore some of the smaller, quieter areas of the ship. For example, we signed up for a tea time at one point, and so we actually got to do high tea. We sat in this lovely area of the ship, but we actually got to have afternoon tea, and it was super quiet. It was just the two of us. We had tea and snacks. It was a wonderful way to spend the afternoon. So sometimes, if you're like me, I am an extroverted introvert, and you need time to reset and recharge to get away from groups of people, I highly suggest looking at the afternoon tea, looking at some of the other programs that they have that are not just entertainment, because they are super worth it. So when it comes to food, Virgin does not fall into the buffet trap. Virgin is all about fresh, made to order meals. So take advantage of that and explore all of the restaurants and all of the different opportunities you can. So remember, like I mentioned before, restaurant reservations fill up really fast, but you have two opportunities to book your restaurant. One is ahead of time. Once you've booked the cruise, you have access to the app. You can actually go in and start making your restaurant reservations. There is no penalty if you don't show up for a restaurant reservation. So I just booked whatever I could. Try to get a variety of things. There were a couple of restaurants we really wanted to get into, one of them being the Wake and one of them being Extra Virgin. We just didn't get to experience them. We tried to go on a wait list and the wait list was long, so we said, forget it. We were too hungry. We went and got more pizza. So here's how the food on the ship works. You have the galley. The galley is similar to what you would think of as the buffet, but it's different because they're each individual little restaurants. It's almost like a mall food court, if you think of it that way, where it's got a bunch of different restaurants. You go and you order and they make it right in front of you, which is awesome. There's burgers, sweets, sandwiches, salads, tacos. It was awesome. There's also specialty coffees and specialty coffee shops on board. So then the second way that you eat on ship is through the specific restaurants and restaurant reservations. Now, the restaurants only take so many reservations and then they leave room for walk-ins. So if you decide, let's say, for example, you want to eat at Razzle Dazzle and you can't get your reservation in advance on the app, the moment you walk onto the ship, walk right to Razzle Dazzle. You can sit down with somebody who will help you get scheduled for extra reservations on the ship. So I highly recommend the moment you walk on the ship, one of you jump on the phone, start quickly booking your spin classes, yoga classes, meditation classes, whatever it is that you're trying to get into, while you're standing in line at Razzle Dazzle to get your reservation. This part of the game is annoying. The Virgin app is not good. And even they have like these large displays kind of out in front and they don't work properly all the time. So one downside to Virgin Voyages is you are on your freaking phone every day because you're trying to look at what events are you going to go to? What are you going to do that night? What reservations do you have that day? Can you try to book another reservation? Did you book another reservation and what time was it? You're just spending a lot of time on the Virgin app. And unfortunately, whether it's the internet or if it's just the app is super glitchy. It kind of screws up some reservations. It is a clunky, bad app. Virgin, if you see this, please fix the app. And maybe find a way to not have an app. I don't know. The other awesome thing is room service. So you pay $10 and you get whatever delivered to your room that you want. You are not paying anything additional unless you're splurging on something. We did it on the 2 shore days. So we had heard that the galley fills up really quickly and brunch fills up really quickly on shore days because everybody's trying to get in and get out. And so what we did is we ordered room service. Your breakfast comes to the door at a time that you choose, which was awesome. We had a shore thing booked where we went on a catamaran when we were in Turks and Caicos. They brought it to the door at 6:30 in the morning. We ate, we went and got our specialty coffee because the drip coffee was gross, and went and got on our catamaran. It was great. So cruise ports can feel like a tourist trap. And honestly, this is something I've struggled with. And a huge reason why I didn't like cruises in the past is I feel like you're not actually traveling authentically. You are going from a floating hotel to a perfectly curated tourist experience, right? You're shuffled off the boat to a place where you can buy stuff, to a place where you can lay down and drink and eat stuff. I don't feel like my travel ethos does well with that. And I will admit that that still was the case at cruise ports. Now, One thing I always want to think about is how cruising affects local economies. The goal as a traveler is to balance supporting business while also having meaningful experiences and not necessarily having to spend $100 on a hoodie that you'll probably never wear again, or a keychain or a magnet. There's nothing wrong with that. And again, there is absolutely nothing wrong with the people who work in these places. And a lot of these countries have worked really hard to build tourism, to be able to build their economy. So the last thing I want to do is hate on people who are working hard to make a living. What I am saying is that traveling authentically for me is about experiences, which is getting to know the country that I'm in, hearing the local language, trying local food, and really understanding the place that I'm in. Oftentimes, when you are landing in a cruise port, it's not really what real life is, right? It's sort of what's put on for the tourists. At least that's how it feels for me. So if you are a person who is an active cruiser and an authentic traveler, I would love to hear how you handle that, because that was something that we definitely struggled with in both ports, trying to find that balance. So with that said, my personal advice for authentic travel is to prioritize experiences that highlight local culture instead of mass tourism. And oftentimes that's going to require a little bit of research in advance. Bimini was an interesting experience too. So Bimini is the port where Virgin owns this beach club. So it's on a side of the island where the entire beach club is privately owned by Virgin. I don't know the specifics behind it, but they take the entire crew from the ship, the food, the drinks, the people, move it all onto Bimini, and then you hang out by the pool and by the beach. For us, we found that it was just really rowdy, really loud, really congested. So we walked our way all the way down to the end of the beach, and we ended up paying somebody for a beach chair and an umbrella just because we wanted to be able to have the opportunity to hear the ocean waves. There was also this night that they do on Virgin Cruises. So bring a red something with you, red shirt, red dress, what. As a minimalist, he was like, I'm not buying a red shirt just to have a red shirt for one night on a cruise. It's not worth it to me. So he didn't. And even that day was like, really wish we had one. But they decorate the ship. They do fun things with their lighting. There's this big show at the pool. There's all these like octopus things everywhere. There's stories about it. It was so cool. I had no idea how much I was going to like it. So plan for Scarlet night, plan for the party. Even if you kind of stand up on deck like we did and we just sort of watched it from up above, that was really, really fun. The diva came out. It was very cool. Okay, the other part is Sean and I are 40. We are almost 41 and we are not partiers anymore. But having a couple pina coladas in the middle of a pool party that's rocking early 2000s hip hop, like, I can't deny it was really fun. If you are a cruise hater like we were, and still a little bit are, with the only exception of Virgin Voyages, here are a few of our tips. Start your mornings early. Enjoy the ship before it gets busy. Exercise, walk, whatever you need to. Use room service and hidden spots to avoid the chaos of peak dining hours and crowds. Research and book your experiences early so that you don't miss out. And consider options off the ship, not planned through the ship. This cruise showed us that travel can be healthy, inclusive, and sustainable if you do it right. Virgin made us feel more comfortable, safe, and inspired to travel via cruise than we ever felt that we could. If you've taken a cruise like this, or if you've ever been on a Virgin cruise, I would love to hear more about it. And if you've enjoyed this, please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, ring the bell. Share this video if you thought it was interesting or there's somebody else that would benefit from it. Thank you so much for watching. I cannot wait to see you guys next time. Take care.